Massachusetts United States Senator Edward Moore Kennedy is running for re-election this year. So far, there are no announced Democratic challenges for the seat he holds, but there are at least a half dozen Republican hopefuls who have thrown their hat into the ring. Willard Mitt Romney is just one of them.
Willard Mitt Romney, tall, handsome, well-spoken, the son of former Michigan Governor George Romney. If he wasn't a Republican, he might be described as a Kennedy clone, which is ironic because it's Senator Edward Kennedy that he's running to replace.
The obvious question, why are you running?
Well, I've been in Massachusetts for 22 years, and I've seen that the answers that Ted Kennedy took with him to Washington almost 3 decades ago have failed us, they've failed our families, and they've failed our children. And we need new answers and new approaches for Massachusetts.
46 years old, the father of 5 children, a resident of Belmont, Romney is a venture capitalist by profession, but he is a politician by heritage, a man who does not hesitate to tell you what he thinks, and what he's thinking about most these days is the role of a U.S. Senator.
Because I think that the job of a U.S. Senator includes first and foremost bringing jobs to their state and making sure that people have security in their jobs. I think it also entails a reversal of our welfare, of our criminal justice, and of our education mistakes. And then finally, I think there's also an important role to play with regards to building the American values that have always been key to us. How do you do that in schools? I think we have to literally have classes, textbooks, teachers talking about values and what it means to use drugs, for instance, and how detrimental that is to you. Why it is that we get education in the first place. Why work is such a fundamental part of the American system.
There are currently 6 Republicans vying to go head-to-head against the senior senator from Massachusetts. Romney truly believes he's the guy who can bring an end to Kennedy's 3-decade-long career. At least, he says, that's the feeling he gets from talking to people on the street.
And people say, well, you know, I like Ted Kennedy, but he's been there long enough. 3 decades away from Massachusetts and away from the real world is long enough. Time to bring him home to a retirement party. And that's what I intend to do.
Now, Romney, who announced his candidacy earlier this month, has reportedly raised more than $250,000 for his campaign. That places him in the number 2 spot among GOP candidates for the U.S. Senate, behind Darwin Carter of Framingham.